So why has Kevin Hunter sworn to ruin Wendy Williams' life? Even though Kevin and Wendy have been divorced for about 4 years now, Kevin is still so obsessed with Wendy to the point where it looks like he could be actively trying to ruin her life. But what on earth did Wendy do to make Kevin hold a grudge for so long? Wendy Williams might have been married to Kevin for 20 years, but a lot of people are convinced that the marriage was the worst mistake of her life because he tried his best to completely ruin her. And it looks like Wendy feels the same way because Kevin has been putting her through hell in the past couple of weeks, and some sources say that while she is obsessed with her son, she kind of wishes that the whole marriage thing never happened. It's kind of hard to blame her because, like we said, she has been through it with Kevin. A lot of people seem to think that her trouble started with Kevin's career and Sharina, but they actually started way before that. Even before Kevin started dating Sharina, he wasn't exactly the best husband to Wendy because he was controlling over her. A source revealed he controls everything. He takes her phone, she has 0 friends, and she's not in regular contact with her family. He controls every aspect of her life because he's insecure. His only skill is spending her money, and the money trickles down to Sharina. And it looks like it got worse after Sharina because he kind of became more negligent towards Wendy. He spent Wendy's money on Sharina and even set up several businesses for Sharina, but every single one of them failed. But that didn't stop Kevin from spending more of Wendy's money on her, and he even bought her a house worth more than $700,000 just because she wanted to be closer to him all the time. Of course, Wendy knew about the affair and how Kevin was spending her money on his side piece, but she didn't stop it. People believe that this is because she was so much under his control that she was willing to take whatever parts of himself he was willing to give her, as long as he didn't humiliate her by getting Sharina pregnant. But even though she chose to stay with Kevin, his affair hurt her so badly, but she tried to hide it and put up a strong front. Eventually, the affair led to her to start drinking excessively again, and she ended up having to check into a halfway house.
I have been living in a sober house. Only Kevin and Kevin have known about this. Not my parents. Nobody knew.
But a few days after this, she found out that Kevin had gotten Sharina pregnant, and she immediately suffered in a bad relapse. She checked herself out of the halfway house and went on a drinking binge, which left her in really bad shape. She was humiliated, but this led to her finally waking up and filing for divorce because she was not interested in playing stepmother to Kevin and Sharina's baby. But even after the divorce, Kevin was not done trying to mess up her life because he came after her where he knew it was going to hurt: her money. Kevin had gotten so used to living off of Wendy's money, and he had 0 intentions of stopping just because she had left him. He got her to pay him alimony, and as if that wasn't bad enough, he tried to make her pay child support for their son, who was already a legal adult at the time. And yet still, Kevin was not done messing with Wendy because he decided to embarrass her further by crediting Sharina as one of the reasons for the success of the Wendy show.
And I mean nobody will ever bring the energy, the charisma, the passion, the expertise, the talent, and whatever else you want to call it, like you seen Kevin Hunter and my ex, Wendy Williams, and the team that was behind us. And I mean the whole team. That includes my current lady now.
This was just yet another way that he was trying to embarrass Wendy, and his statement left some people wondering if Sharina could have been an uncredited contributor to the Wendy Williams show. He did all this while living off Wendy's alimony checks because neither he nor Sharina had jobs or steady means of income. But the bank of Wendy finally stopped giving out cash, and he then chose to try to shame Wendy publicly for not giving him money. He tried to make her look like a bad person, saying, "I have fallen behind on most of my bills. I currently live in a community that requires payments to the homeowners association. I'm behind on that bill. If the homeowners association fees are not paid, foreclosure will soon follow. My car insurance hasn't been paid as a result of not receiving monthly severance payments. He continued, I'm behind on credit card payments because I have no money since the severance payments were suspended. My life has been greatly affected since the plaintiff stopped making payments under our settlement agreement. The fact that I am unable to sustain my life and pay my bills in order is extremely urgent to me. I cannot pay my bills and sustain my day-to-day living. It was weird of him to try to shame her like that, especially since he knew that she was going through some challenges of her own. Wendy's health is still not back to 100% and she's still in her battle with Wells Fargo. So even if she wanted to give him money, she literally could not afford to. A source close to Wendy claims that Wendy reportedly feels like Kevin is just trying to be spiteful by airing their dirty laundry. He knows that he can no longer get any more money from her, so he is back to his vindictive ways to try to paint her as the bad guy in the eyes of the public. But not only that, because he also sued her to try to force her to continue to pay him alimony. But this case got thrown out of court. She allegedly feels like he only cares about her money and doesn't mind ruining her life even more as long as he gets his hands on the money. People have comments saying, Kevin ruined Wendy Williams' life. Women really have to be careful about who they partner with. Kevin literally almost ruined Wendy's career. Men are really evil. Kevin Hunter literally ruined Wendy Williams' life. So sad. Fear men, bruh. Can you imagine? And all of Kevin's dirty deeds are public knowledge. If anyone ruined the relationship, it's Kevin for getting his side piece pregnant and publicly humiliating his mother. Take responsibility for your part in all of this and stop blaming Wendy. But hey, at least Wendy seems to be holding her own and she's gradually breaking out of Kevin's control. But does this mean that she's gonna cut him off out of her life forever? Or is she still somehow under his control? We're gonna have to keep an eye on this drama until we figure out the messy details. But in the meantime, check out this next video.